Hello, it's Mike with TradeWinds RV Center here to congratulate you on your Jayflight SLX 294 QBS travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite and a few things to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, you want to leave plenty of room for this awning. On your off campsite, it's closed right now, but leave plenty of room for your slide to come in and out. And I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Behind your slide, just above your tires, both things, your power and your city water connection for the campsites. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once we arrive, unhook our hitch. First thing we're going to do is level our unit. Power tongue jack has a night docking light should you arrive at night. Simply up or down until you're level. Underneath this, you've got a actual level right here, but underneath this rubber stopper, you can get a hand crank down in there and get this up and down should you lose power. Speaking of power, check your battery post every now and then. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose going down the road. Once we got our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. All four corners of your unit have these scissor stabilizing jacks. 3/4 inch hand crank or a drill gun or impact driver will bring these down. I just recommend you slow down when you get to the bottom. I'm also going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and sinking into hot blacktop over the years, etc. So grab a 4-pack of those with your 10% off coupon, put them down underneath these and run these down just until they're taut. Once it starts to feel like it's lifting the unit, stop. Remember, our unit's already level. We just want to stabilize it. So get all four of them down. Once you got all four of them down, unit level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Big long 30 amp cord comes with this. Plugs in here on the side. Now the way these go in is they'll go in, say, 11 o'clock, and then turn it to noon, and then put your black washer on. Now at the end of the 30 amp service, you ever need to plug into a 110, get a 30 to 15 amp reducer, put that on the end of that to plug into 110. Got your power hooked up, hook up your water. At campsites, we're going to hook up to city water connection. I'm going to recommend a water pressure regulator. Water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure and protect the lines in your unit. Almost all these units have PEX in them nowadays. They're pretty good plumbing, but it does help to have that water pressure regulator because you don't know the water pressure at different campsites. Hook that up, hook up your hose. Before you turn your hose on, hook up here to your hot water heater and make sure our drain plug's back in there. There's that right here. Get that in there nice and snug. Once that's in there, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now after that hose has been on for a few minutes, we're going to go inside and open up the slides. Just inside your entry doorway around the corner is going to be your controls. We're going to hit slide out. Now the reason we're going to want this slide out is so that we can get in and open up all of our water lines. Turn on your sink here, your sink in your bathroom, your shower. Get all the air out of the lines, get a nice steady flow of water going through them, and then you can go ahead and shut them off and you're all set to camp. And one thing I do want to mention on your slide, before you set it out, look around the corner here and make sure your cabinets haven't popped open during travel. We don't want to rip any cabinets or your TV off the wall just because we're opening our unit up. Alright, so we got a nice steady flow of water going through here. And we're all set to camp. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're going to go dry camping, or boondocking as we like to call it here. In that case, we're going to fill up our freshwater tank, which is over on our campsite, just left of the entry doorway. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Two ways to tell it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here. Or two, on the inside where you check the levels of your tanks, there's also a freshwater button. Don't leave this unattended while you're filling it. Once it's full, go ahead and put this cap back on. And then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump and hook to city water. That is already pressurized. Alright, we're all set to camp. We got power and water. I'm going to go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit. Starting back up here in front again. Your propane does have a cover. Also on a regulator, pointed toward the tank you wish to be using, lefty-loosey to open. Again, check your battery post now and then, make sure nothing's wiggled loose there. Our power tongue jack, there's your hitch work all hooked up. Got a big pass-through storage here. Do you want to mention on your slides? These seals do have a spray that you can spray on them to keep them flexible and pliable over the years. That's going to add to the longevity of the life of your trailer by keeping them nice and flexible so they won't dry rot on you. Grab a can of that. That should last you a while. Just apply it a couple times a year. Back here behind your slide, you've got your hot water heater. Down below that is going to be our power, our city water. This is an outdoor shower. This is a flue for your furnace. A couple things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of it. It does get hot. Black and gray holding tanks right here. We'll dump them later. Some big storage here. And you have an extra gray tank back here. Also have a extra shot or hookup for your cable for the campsites. Got a cover for your spare tire. I recommend keeping that on there. You're all prepped for a backup camera. Coming around your campsite, you got your electric fridge, pull out griddle. There's your quick connect hose. It will connect right there underneath and down here. Make sure you keep this latched and locked for travel. Your awning does have a pitch adjust, so if you pull down on this, that'll tilt your awning away in case any rainwater you want to shed away. These are mainly a shade awning, not recommended for high rain or high winds. Access to the back of your fridge, a vent for above your stove here. This is a block to put a TV mount on. Cable and 110 here for that TV. Here's your fresh water. Again, here's our freshwater drain. Our low point drains are back there underneath our kitchen there. We'll dump those when we leave the campsite as well. Besides the other part of your pass-through storage here with your hitch work in there, about covers everything out here. So take a look on the inside. So coming up in your unit, first thing I always like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. To the right of that, carbon monoxide propane detector. That is running 12 volts, so remember that is always draining off your battery. On the wall, as soon as you come in again, a control panel. We'll start with, here's where you can turn on your water pump. Here's where you turn on your water heater and hook the gas. Over here is where you check the level of your battery, fresh, black, and gray tanks. Exterior lighting, interior awning. You only want to run that awning out until it falls down to 90 degrees and you can see that brown bar. If I were to hold that extended button down, it will extend itself out and turn around and start running itself up onto itself. So keep an eye on it when you're running out. Make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. Again, our awning lights up here. And as that comes in, I'll shut off that awning light. And mention that slam locks work best when gently slammed. Alright, coming into the kitchen, we got our dual sink. Keep an eye on your plumbing underneath. Maintain it. Depending on how many times you move your trailer is how much things are going to get bounced around. And here's where you'll also winterize. There's your access panel to your water pump. This is the hose that you'll put in your jug. Make sure you bypass your water heater. Follow all winterization instructions for that. Self-explanatory microwave. See that working here. Below that, a light and fan. Above your cooktop. See how this one here is here. Put the light, hit your spark. Same thing on all three here. Turn it to light and hit your spark. Looks like the same thing on your oven. Push and hold to pilot. Spark it there, that'll light it, and then turn it to your desired temperature. Underneath your stove is your access panel to your breaker box and fuses. You got a ton of 15s and a couple of 40s. Highly recommend having some of those with you. North cold fridge. Just turning it on by putting it on auto. Auto means when I'm plugged in, I'm running off electricity. As soon as I unplug, it'll switch to gas. Or I go just gas, and if that light starts flashing, your gas is getting low. 1 through 5 over here, 5 being the coldest. Access panel to the back of your shower. Plumbing. Over here on the wall is our thermostat. Go ahead and go right to air and crank that air up one time. You got quick dumps on it. It'll flash your cold water or cold air right down here in the living room. Now I'm going to circle through and shut this off. Generally AC shut off kind of quickly. And then what I was going to show you, there it goes. Now I will go around to the furnace, crank that up. Now you hear that. There's your return for that. It's the loudest part. Now you notice when I shut the furnace off, it does take a few minutes to cycle through before it shuts off. Down here you've got your table that can be lifted off these bars. Set your table down on this wooden lip here. Put a couple flat cushions on there. That'll give you another sleeping area. Yet another sleeping area. And jackknife your sofa down. Put that back up. Smoke alarm. Antenna. Speaking of antennas, here's your TV. And your remote here, and crank that up. Yep, remote smart TV, Roku TV. If you haven't had them, they're great. Shut that off. Sound system looks like a remote for that as well. Just turn that on here. Indoors. Outdoors is on. Indoor and outdoor speakers. So really nice sound system. RV Technologies. Looks like a lock coming with this. We've got our preacher bench here in our bedroom. Cranks the lights up. These are all one-touch hand lights. Prep for a TV over here. There's another one of them blockers and cable 110 here. All our lighting working. Access to all of your outdoor storage. Curtain for privacy. That heads us to the back. Start here in our bathroom. 110 with GFCI reset there. Lighting in here. Hand crank open exhaust vent. More plumbing to keep an eye on. Easily accessible there. Back into our bunk rooms. All prep for a TV back here as well. Some more storage here. That about covers everything back here. And everything on the inside. So let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. Let's start by walking through and making sure everything's secure. Our doors, drawers. Nothing's going to impede our slides from coming in. Go to your control panel and shut off the interior lights. Now you see every other light that's on. You can walk through and shut off because they are all one-touch lighting. Anything back in here in our bedroom. Get all our lights off, go to the control panel, turn our main lights back on, and I'm going to say doors and drawers. Again, walk through the unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede our slide from coming in. Just hit slide in. The bottom will always come in first on the slide. Shut off our lights and exit the unit. These steps will just fold. One fold, two fold. Alright, if we are out dry camping, we're going to bring up our stabilizing jacks, get up underneath our fresh water, open up that freshwater drain, hook up our hitch and head on home or to the nearest dump station, whatever we are in need of. If we are at a campsite, we're going to unhook our power, our water, our cable. Take these off. Bring up our stabilizing jacks and head on up to the dump station. Now, dump station park accordingly. You got 2 dumps. We're going to start with the ones right behind your tires because you want to dump that black tank first. If you graze, we'll clean your hose out for you. So hook up your sewage hose and open up that black tank. Once that sounds like it's no longer draining, go on the inside, look at the level of your black, make sure it's empty. If it is, come back out and close it and open up this gray tank. That's going to be cleaner water, sinks and showers. It's everything but your bathroom sink. Close that up when it's done. Come back here to your extra gray tank. Hook up and pull that until it's done draining. Now usually when this last one's going, I'll come around and open up my low point drains. Right here. Open them up, let them drain. And if we are done camping for a while, you don't want to leave stagnant water in your hot water heater. So of course with your power unhooked, you come over here, lift up on this pressure release valve, and be careful because some hot water is going to come out of there. When that's done, push that back down, and then you can pull your drain plug for your residual waters. When your last gray is done, take that sewage hose and conveniently and sanitarily store it right here in your bumper. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Jayflight for many years to come. Happy camping.